Assignment one of this course refers to research design. That's really what it's all about. I know that a lot of students, when they get a topic, immediately go to the library or go online to the library databases, find a bunch of resources, read some of them, maybe take some notes, kind of stumble through a basic introduction for themselves to the topic. And later on, much later on, they make a decision about what they are actually going to do with the topic, how they're going to address it. This is really problematic for a number of reasons. First of all, they tend to take notes on too much stuff because they don't really know what they need in order to address the topic itself. Second, they are often confused because they lack sort of a basic understanding of the topic itself. And as they get into more complicated materials, it doesn't often make a lot of sense to them. And so that's a struggle for them as well. They tend as well in doing this to describe the topic rather than dealing with a particular issue within it. Research is not description of a topic, which I often call regurgitating your sources. Instead, it's addressing a problem. And so I am a strong advocate of what I call research design, which means that you need to determine very early in the process what you want to do, what your goal is. Thinking of research as problem based, you need to, first of all, get an understanding of the topic, a basic working knowledge of what the topic is about. And that doesn't need to be extensive, but it needs to be there. Then you need to develop a research question, which is a statement of the problem, put in the form of a singular question. It's not two-part or three-part, it's just one question, one goal. And then you need to develop something like a preliminary outline. It doesn't have to be very big, maybe 2, 3, 4 points. But what it does is tell you these are the things I'm going to need to cover in order to answer my question. Taking a little bit of time with that will really speed up the whole process. And so let me walk you through the assignment here. First of all, you've got a background to the assignment. You can see over here, there's the various sections of it. There's a background which describes some of the things that you need. There are some presentations that you need to view, and so on and so forth. At the top of the assignment is an assignment template. This is very important. Unless you want to kind of muddle your way through and figure out how to format your assignment, you really need this template. It's just a downloadable file in rich text, which will work in any word processor. And it divides up the assignment into the various sections, the various parts, leaving you space to be able to respond to it. And then you can just turn that template into me by an email attachment. So this assignment has such things as doing the reading in the textbook. In this particular assignment, you need to look at a presentation and answer some questions about it. And then you work on research design. So you need to choose a topic. That can be a topic that you're working on in another course. Perhaps you got a church history or a biblical studies course or a theology course, and you've got a project you need to do, so you can use that topic. Or you can choose something of your own interest. I've also got a list on the introduction to this course of potential topics you can use if you can't think of one. And so there's some tips here for the kind of topic that you want to choose. And I do urge everyone to send me the topic in advance by email so that I can determine whether this is actually going to work for you or not. Otherwise, you're going to end up sabotaging yourself all the way through. Now, you want 2 sources of basic information. You can use Wikipedia as one of them. For the other, probably a dictionary or an encyclopedia. And if you go to this link here, which is a link right off our library homepage, you'll be able to find a reference source. Just click on that, and then see research guides up above the search box, and just go there. What I want is a working knowledge statement, 8 to 10 lines, taken from those 2 sources. You're not here explaining your goal or moving ahead to argue anything. You just want basic information. What is this topic about? What are some of the issues that people are talking about with regard to this? Then in the 5th part, briefly formulate 3 to 4 possible research questions. I want you to do some brainstorming here. You're going to only choose one of these, but I want you to think through 3 or 4 possible questions. And there's a presentation here to help you with that. And it's not really that easy. The biggest problem is that a lot of students formulate questions that are just things you can look up. You can just go to the library or go online and find the answer. You don't want that. You want something that has some controversy to it or some mystery to it, something that is not easily answered. And then choose what you believe to be the best possible research question for your topic. So you make a choice out of those 3 or 4. This is the one that I'm going to use. You're going to have a chance throughout the other assignments to refine that question. So it's just a preliminary question at this point. You can modify it in many ways. And then part 7, prepare a 3 to 4 point potential outline. And once again, there's a presentation here on how to go about that, drawing terminology out of your research question and putting that into your outline. And at the bottom here, there's a rubric which says, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I want to see. And then a sample response to parts of it. Not the first part, the presentation, what is scholarship? I didn't give you an answer to that. You can do that on your own. But for the rest of it, here is some basic stuff. So that is assignment 1. Please contact me if you have any questions of any kind related to this assignment. Thank you.